welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And listen, it's not really a whole lot going on out there right now, man. Everything is kind of dry. Um, but to give you a couple of updates, all the Kentucky Wildcats are on campus right now. Most of you probably already was aware. Um, the Big O himself was in the Congo visiting his mother, and Calipari had told him to make sure he got himself in shape, make sure that he came back ready to go and ready to continue off of what he started last season, right? And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's probably gonna be tough for him to live up to what he did last season, right? That's just like one of those special seasons. You know, basically he was the double double king, player of the year, should have led the team to a national championship, but we kind of had a bad game. It wasn't his fault, but it'd be kind of unfair to put that same type of pressure on him. But I do think he's ready to take it up another level. And what I mean is he may not win player of the year, but I think he's going to improve his game. I hope that he worked on his jump shot so he could be a little more dangerous offensively. I hope that he was working on his ball handling so he could move around a little better when he's facing the basket. Just, certain things that probably Coach Cal and the guys was, telling him that could improve his stock when he goes to the draft. Just different things like that. But overall, man, I'm really excited for this year's team. Most of y'all that, have been following my channel for a little bit, y'all know I made an episode where I was kind of just confused about what was happening with the program. It seemed like one thing after another, like every player was going in the draft. Coaches was leaving. It just seemed like it was a whole lot of chaos surrounding the program. And I know some people were like, "Oh, don't panic," or "You crazy," or whatever, whatever. And hindsight 2020, it all seemed to work out, right? Like we got our new assistant coach, KT Turner. Ware came back on the squad. Toppin came back. We ended up losing Keon. We lost Shaden Sharp. We lost Ty Washington. But overall, we still gained some strong pieces. Hopefully CJ Frederick is going to be back to 100% soon enough. And I think he's going to be a very big key to our success with his outside shooting, right? I feel like if we would have been able to have him last year, he could have been that one guy that had the ability to really stretch the floor and create some more space for Oscar Tshiebwe. And as successful as Tshiebwe was, he maybe could have even took it up another level if he would have had, CJ out there dropping threes. But hopefully he'll be able to figure that out this year. We got, Antonio Reeves coming in, who looks like he's a scoring machine. And yeah, we got to wait and see him do it consistently on a higher level of competition. But I like that kid a lot. Seems like, he just has a real strong knack for scoring the basketball. He should be able to help us a lot with his experience. We adding some young guns, Cason Wallace, Chris Livingston. I really like both of those guys. I think they really going to be strong defenders, and they're going to be really good slashing to the basket. And, Cason Wallace even looks like he could potentially become a really decent outside shooter. We got, Damian Collins, Toppin and Ware, big athletic dudes that help out Tshiebwe around the bucket. Hopefully they've been working on their game. and improve enough to take some of the pressure off of him. And then of course, we got the point guard back, Severe Wheeler, another year of experience. Hopefully he should be a little better, a little more under control, a little bit more used to that high level competition, be able to lead these boys. I really like this year's team, man. And like I said, I know I went into panic mode for a quick second, man, but you gotta understand what I was seeing. It was just like every day something was happening. The only thing that happened that I kind of expected to happen was, I kind of felt like Ty Washington was going in the draft. That's the only thing that happened that wasn't kind of a surprise to me. I I really I really thought that Shaden Sharp was gonna play for Kentucky, and I was really looking forward to him being on this team. And I think he would have been that one defining piece that would have almost made me be able to feel like I could guarantee the championship, right? But unfortunately, that didn't work out. Good luck to Shaden. I'm not gonna hate. Hope the kid's successful. Hope he does well, right? The one thing that I will say though, I had mentioned that Keon Brooks, he ended up leaving the team. He actually transferred to Washington. Pretty sure most people are aware of that, but that one was kind of confusing to me because I feel like Keon had already pretty much cemented his career at UK, and all of a sudden he decides to leave. And then it was just like, he's going to the draft. Then it was, well, he's maybe coming back. He's looking at some other schools. Now he's invited to the G League Elite Camp. And it was just so much back and forth with Keon that I had no idea what he was going to do. And I know a lot of the fans seem to be very divided about Keon. A lot of the fans were like, thank God he's gone. And some of the fans was like, I hope we get him back. And I was kind of neutral because, at the end of the day, I don't really think Keon is a great player, but it is always something to be said about a guy that's experienced, even if, he could just be there to give some of his knowledge and advice to some of the younger players. I do think there's some value in that. But overall, I hope it works out for Keon in Washington. But the one thing that I will say is, I watched I watched a little bit of him playing in the G League Elite Camp, and he kind of just seemed like the same old Keon Brooks. Like he played exactly the same way that he played at Kentucky, which was kind of wild to me because at this point, you trying to make the NBA, and I understand that, he's used to playing safe, solid basketball, right? He sets screens. He plays hard on defense. He doesn't turn the ball over too much. He shoots when he's open. He doesn't really try to do too much. And that's cool for college, but I don't think the NBA scouts are really looking for guys that just stand around and play robotic fundamental basketball. And I do think that when you get to the NBA, some guys end up transitioning into that type of a role and play that type of basketball for some NBA teams, but they're not usually players that started their careers like that in college. Most of the guys in the NBA, whether they're bench warmers or whatever the case may be, they usually was pretty strong players in college. They was usually killers in college. Most of these dudes is usually getting, 15, 16 points a game in college. And then once they transition to the next level, they might end up playing a different role. But you don't hardly ever see too many kids that's kind of passive on the court end up getting drafted. And that's the one thing that I just worry about Keon, right? It just seems like he just doesn't know how to fit himself into the game. And I don't know. I'm not familiar with Washington's, with what their team looks like. I don't know how their system is or how he may fit into the system. I hope that if he decided to leave Kentucky, I hope that the coach was telling him that we're going to center the offense around you. And hopefully he'll get a chance to really show what he can do if his goal ultimately is to go to the NBA. And actually, it was kind of the same with Baylor Shireman, to be honest with you, because he was playing in the G League Elite, and I kind of felt the same way about him. Like when I watched his clips in college, he actually was getting buckets. Like I can't deny that he was scoring the ball, and the coach was putting it in his hands, and he was putting it up. So maybe his situation might be a little different. But when I seen him out there, you know, with these G League elite players that's all trying to make the NBA, he was the same as Keon to me. He was just out there looking like another guy. It wasn't nothing special about him. He didn't look like a killer. He didn't look like a guy that's just gonna make stuff happen. There was other guys that I seen out there that you could tell they were hungry, like they were playing to try to make the NBA. They were hustling, they diving on the court, they taking people off the dribble, they shooting the ball, they trying to block shots, they, banging around for rebounds. Those are the type of players that you want to see because you want to see guys with high motors that know how to fit themselves into the game, that know how to play hard, they're going to hustle, they're going to make stuff happen, make you notice them. And unfortunately, I just never felt like Keon was really doing that. If it wasn't for me watching him specifically because he's a Kentucky guy and I was just trying to see what he would do, I probably wouldn't have even noticed him. And the same with Shireman. They both just kind of seemed like they were out there. So hopefully, both of them guys, hopefully things will work out for them. I forgot where Shireman ended up going to. It wasn't really a big school, but hopefully, he got his NIL money, which he was asking for, and he's going to get the ball and be the focal point of that offense. And like I said, I haven't really heard Keon say anything. I don't really know particularly what his reasons were for leaving Kentucky, but hopefully it all works out for him. But like I said, man, there's not really a whole lot going on. Everybody's just back on campus. Everybody's ready. Looks like they're ready to go. Looks like the team was bonding. I've seen a couple of group photos of them. I think one of them was in Coach Calipari's house. And hopefully those guys are just getting ready. They're getting their conditioning right. And like I said, man, I really like the team. And I think they may have a shot. And I know, Kentucky fans, we say that every year. That, we kind of starting to sound like the Dallas Cowboys. Like this year is going to be our year. But hopefully, with a lot of players coming back, this is probably going to be one of the more mature teams that we've had. We're only going to really have two-star freshmen coming in. Hopefully, these boys are jail. Like I said, the new guys are super talented, but we have a lot of older veterans around them. Some guys like, CJ and Antonio that really can shoot the ball, can score from outside. We got Tshiebwe in the middle. We got Wheeler leading the way. Hopefully, they'll be able to make some noise, and we'll see. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think about this year's or this upcoming season's team. Are you excited? Do you think they have a shot to be better than last year? Do you think we're going to finally get over the hump and hang number 9? You let me know what you think. And I'll see you next time, Sports and Discourse with Derek Stevenson.